Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And Blizzard has heard our cries, and we are seeing some significant boost to damage in the form of some buffs for our favorite spec in the game, Marksman Hunter. So this is actually going to be buffs for any way you play Marksman Hunter, whether it be Sentinel or Dark Ranger, whether it be single target or for AoE, you're going to see some benefit from some of these changes. So that's going to be a great thing, and I'm really hoping we're going to see more Dark Ranger play both on my channel and then just in general, because unfortunately you haven't seen much play because of basically three different things. One of those is that Blizzard has had such a hard time of tuning PvP and PvE respectively after the rework we got in 11.05, because it's extremely good in PvP right now. You can flat out just delete people with double tap and delete people with like a volley true shot double tap combo, since you can get it from both of those with your black arrow hitting like a truck, all from camo, so all from invisibility. It's a little crazy. So we saw some PvP tunings. It'll be down just a little bit lower, which is probably warranted. I want to see them continue to tune things for PvE and not have to try to deal with it with PvP as much. But I don't pretend to be a dev. And I think that they're doing a great a job as they can. I just like to see a little bit more improvement there. And then the other two reasons is that it's just been cumbersome to play. There's a log jam right now with the reversions of Withering Fire here in 11.1, where it used to shoot your Deathblow procs right away off the GCD. It doesn't do that anymore, and it feels pretty bad because you do have to fire them. With the rework we had, which in many ways succeeded and in a lot of ways failed as well. So I still have hope that the ship will be righted before the end of the expansion. But then also it's just not doing the damage, and because of that, you don't see a ton play. So I'm really hoping we'll see more play from Dark Ranger after these buffs. And I will be playing it on my channel as well. Be posting Delve content, Mythic Plus, and Raid as well, all playing Dark Ranger, which I'll have some builds to share with you guys. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these changes. So Explosive Shot increased by 15%, and Volley increased by 25%. So the Volley builds, the Salvo builds, have fell out of favor in the community. I've continued to play them, and I've seen some tremendous damage improvement, particularly with bigger pulls with Volley and Salvo, otherwise known as explosive shots. You get explosive shots from your tier set, so now your 4 set's stronger. It's good for single target and for AoE, since you're going to get those for both, and explosive shots already in our general build anyway for both. So you're going to see more value with explosive shot, and your 4 set will be stronger because of it. Volley people have been going away from volley entirely, because if you're not going to put salvo attached to volley, why do you have it? Because we're going to have to still use our precise shot procs when volley's up anyway. Duh, that does make sense. So now you're going to see more volley play again, and you're going to lose that point in Onarn wins, but it's not going to be a big loss for me. And in fact, I've already been practicing this build in Delves and in Mythic Plus, and I'm going to see tremendous value because of it. And so that'll be good for Sentinel or Dark Ranger. Whichever you play, you got you covered. Explosive Shot, single target, or AoE. Doesn't matter, you're going to see some improvement there. And then the changes for Dark Ranger. So Black Arrow's damage is going to be increased by 50%, and the dot's going to last 4 seconds longer. Perfect. For that dot lasting 4 seconds longer, you have a higher chance to proc Phantom Pain. And Phantom Pain basically is something we don't use right now. It's really cumbersome, but the Withering Fire that's down 2 lines below there will help this. So whenever you put a black arrow on a target, it leaves, obviously, the black arrow dot. And let's say you put it on 3 different targets, and then you hit one target with aim shot. Well, now, instead of each one of those dot holders, if you will, are taking 8% of that aim shot damage, now they're taking 24% on top of the ricochet from trick shots that they're also going to get hit by. I will be playing this because otherwise we just didn't bother because it wasn't worth doing. Well, now it will be. We'll see how much damage it does there. And then Bleak Powder is getting its damage doubled. Bleak Powder is already doing about 5 to 7% of my total damage in a key. At least I should say that was in 11.07. I have not tried it yet this season, so a little bit old data, but still was right around there. To get bleak powder to proc, try saying that 3 times fast, you have to have trick shots up and then use a black arrow. Whether it's a death blow or whether it's just standard black arrow, doesn't matter. And then when it hits the target with trick shots, it does a burst of damage to everything, and then it does not get rid of your trick shots. So it's smart to mention that. So we'll see if this means we'll see more Dark Ranger play. I don't need Dark Ranger to be like way up, like OP, but I do want it to be a good option for against Sentinel. Sentinel is easier to play in the form of just throw down the circle, but your group can't see the circle, and that's still super frustrating. It's every 30 seconds you get to drop that Lunar Storm circle, and then we're just going to see if Dark Ranger can match it. If it's at least close, I'm probably going to play Dark Ranger because, in my opinion, Dark Ranger is stronger defensively thanks to Smokescreen than Sentinel, particularly when you're moving up and pushing some higher keys. And then I mentioned PvP changes. They just did a little bit of tuning here really quick for Marksman. Marksman in particular, with Black Arrows damage being reduced by 15%. That's probably warranted. And then our 4 set is only doing 25% damage instead of 300% or instead of 50%. It's never going to do 300% because that would just be insane and would get heavily nerfed. My guy's asleep here in the game. But let's go ahead and take a look at the talents. And these talent builds will be found down in the description of the video as well. So this is my Sentinel build with the changes. Now, it's the exact same one I'm already currently running, and I've seen tremendous value because of it. And a lot of my viewers in my Discord have as well. But instead of running with Onaran Winds, because this is basically your build right now. You probably don't have these points in there either. You probably have those maybe there and I don't know, probably here. That's probably where I'm just guessing that's what the Wowhead build looks like right now. But instead, you're going to move that point back down here and at least put the point in salvo. I've been putting it in precision detonation and magnetic gunpowder. Let me remove that no scope there, and then putting it down here to salvo. This has gotten me such tremendous value, and I hope that you guys will try this build out, even if you want to continue to play Sentinel. And let's just say Dark Ranger's damage isn't there, I still think you'll get some pretty good value out of this new build after the changes. And then let's take a look at Dark Ranger. So change these talents really quick. Now, obviously, we have to augment this a little bit for AoE Dark Ranger. We have to get improved Deathblow and Razor Fragments in there, since that's a core mechanic to our build. So we will remove this point in Precision Detonation and Magnetic Gunpowder, and put that point in an improved Deathblow and Razor Fragments. This would be the build if I was going into Mythic Plus on Tuesday as a Dark Ranger. This is the build I'm running, and I suppose I'll play the game and I'll try out Phantom Pain. Now, Soul Drinker is an option as well. I'm probably going to forego Soul Drinker and then just have some Shadow Hounds damage. Shadow Hounds was buffed after, because it was really bad in 11.07. It's better now. It's doing about 2% of your damage in a key. So if nothing else, there's some good single target damage in your build, because on single target, for example, Soul Drinker does absolutely nothing. And then this will be the AoE build that you'll see down in the description. And if I was changing my points here to do a single target build, I'll put that point in headshot, 2 points in Eagle Talons accuracy, get rid of this trick shots up here, 1 point in improved Windrunner quiver, and finally Killer Mark. This would be what my build would look like for a single target as a Dark Ranger Marksman Hunter. There might be like one change that I could put in, with maybe putting a point in quick draw or precision detonation, but I like this build because it works with our 2 set and our 4 set, and thanks to In the Rhythm, it's helping us get more of those potential lock and load auto shots or potential death blow lock or auto shots, and that is important since we want to get as many auto shots as possible, because it drives not 1 but 2 abilities that are core to our Dark Ranger playstyle, just from auto attacking an enemy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant. I've got some delves to run, I've got some videos to put out, and I will see you next time.